when it comes to the lack of empowerment in your community, that is simply too many black people spending more than they're saving. And that is too many black people spending more money on frivolous things than on substantial things that the black community actually needs. Okay? Now, if you want black people to start spending money on things that the black community actually needs, you are going to have a way of presenting it to them, what is needed, and you will find that when it comes down to it, if children need some books in a school, you got a bunch of black folks that will get together and get some books for those children. Make a list of where the books are printed. Make a list of where you can buy the books outside of the school board. Y'all got a bunch of people that are homeschooling. Find out where they get their information and material from. Start working on many of the organizations that are dealing with educational empowerment. I really, really need you guys to start looking at a homeschool board, collective that governs homeschools, and just a place of resources. Not about telling homeschools what they can and cannot do. That's not governing. Governing is making sure that those who need the resources have them, and the things that are needed to be, information that's needed to be gotten can be accessed. Okay? So that's the part of educational empowerment that is needed for future economic empowerment. The changing the way that you are investing. If you're investing in big screen TVs, or if you're investing in anything, hair, every time you spend $1, you're investing that dollar in something, and it's up to you whether or not you invest that dollar in your empowerment. Now, keeping your hair done, keeping your nails done, that may make you feel good. But when it comes to empowering your community and empowering your children, that may not be the best use of your money. Okay? So even if you still want to get your hair done, still want to get your nails done, see if you can find a cheaper way to do it. And then whatever you were spending before, take whatever you save from doing it cheaper and start investing that in whatever empowerment is important to you, whether it's educational empowerment or economic empowerment. We talked about development. If you see that there are houses and people are buying these houses for $4,000 and $5,000, then sit down and calculate how much the $1,000 every year that you spend on cigarettes. Calculate the $1,500 or $2,000 that you spend every year on your hair. Calculate the amount of money that you spend going to the movies or going out to dinner or whatever it is that you're investing your money in now. And then I want you to add that up and see how close you get to $5,000. And then I want you to make it your goal to get at least one of those pieces of property. Okay? So even if you're not able to get it right away, at least you will have the money there for any investment that you decide to do. And you will have changed the way that you invest your money from investing it in things that don't matter or don't matter very much to actually investing it in building something for your black generations. economic empowerment is really just that simple. If you have a black business, every dollar you spend in your black business is an investment in that black business. So if you want a black business to grow, go in there, talk to the owner of the black owner of the business. Let them know that you want their business to get bigger. Ask them, what can I do to help this business get bigger and grow in the community? What can I do to help you grow so that you can hire some 10 people and that are from this community? Start asking these questions. That's empowerment. Okay? So y'all know I told y'all I was going to try to start. In the beginning, I wanted to give you enough information to get you started and let you know exactly how we were going to do all this. But I told y'all, in order to keep my strength, I'm going to try to give you as much information as quickly as possible, so that one, I can take a rest before I try to venture out, but so that you can start getting your information and research done yourself. I just guide you, point you in the right direction, and then we should be able to get some of this stuff done. And we'll have different shows on the things that we've already covered. And of course, you guys know you can email my people. It's still difficult for me to deal with emails, and you still have a difficult time getting me to the phone, on the phone and whatnot. But you can still email. There's plenty of black advocates that have this information and do the same thing. So the main thing is that you guys roll up your sleeves, decide what is important for you to be working on, to be fixing in the black community. And then if you run into problems, of course, you can always email and let people know. But you have pretty much what you need. You have all the ability that is needed to fix these things. So as long as you don't doubt yourself and doubt your ability to get it done, you'll be surprised. You give yourself, when you decide to fix something, I told you, look at it, and you got 365 days from the time you decide to fix a particular thing. Give yourself 365 days to make a dent in it, at least, and start fixing it. And then in 365 days, assess what percentage of progress you made and what you need to do for the next year. And if you continue doing it like that each year, you should see your progress and growing more and more, depending on whatever it is that you're fixing. We have whole cities that are going to have to be fixed. So it's a lot of work to be done, yes, but there are a lot of people out there. The only reason we're doing this is so that we can connect those people that are out there. There's plenty of people, but a lot of people are working like islands. And y'all know, I know I've been down for a long time, and it may take a while for me to get, back to where I need to be. But the goal is, if there are 100 people working on black education, you got 100 black individuals and black organizations working on educational empowerment of black children. Y'all got to stop working like islands. Y'all got to start having monthly conferences. And you don't have to be flying places and spending a bunch of money. Y'all got enough computer resources now where I told y'all, when it comes to doing these shows, it's simply a matter, you set up about 8 or 12 computers, and you're able to do a show where we're talking to people in 12 different countries. And, you at the same time, we're able to exchange information. We're able to talk to each other after the show is over. So, and like I told you, the show can be done anywhere, which means that your empowerment, your organization's efforts can be done anywhere. And don't think you need some big giant building. That will come. That you'll need a building as you grow. But for right now, just start looking around your community. Make that map I told you about. Where is a school? If there's not a school there, where can a school be placed? How many people are homeschooling in your in the community that you're trying to economically empower? You know, how much tax dollars do you have to work with in that community? Start looking at these budgets and different things, because if you do not use your tax dollars, and we're going to do a show on voting, and I'm going to explain to you that every black male, black female, and black child votes. The only problem is that black folks, too many of you, make this excuse that you don't vote. You vote. It's just that you don't use your vote. You allow whites to use your vote. And if you allow white governors, white politicians, whatever, if you allow them to use your vote, then they vote for your black tax dollars to go to things that they want instead of the things that black communities need. It's as simple as that. So all y'all talking about y'all don't vote, y'all voted to close down black schools. If you did not use your vote and you allowed someone else to vote for you, they voted that those schools were no longer needed. So you gave up your educational empowerment when you didn't vote for black schools. You give up your economic empowerment when you don't know where black tax dollars are going, when you don't vote for black tax dollars to come to your community. You give it up. So now if you know that, then you know what you have to do to get it back. And after that, it's simply a matter of maintaining it. The average white politician uses your vote about 800 times a year on all different kinds of things, from local city council stuff all the way up to federal, where federal tax dollars go. You guys spend more money on wars, and those are your votes that vote for war. Sorry, but they are. If you didn't vote against it, then you voted for it. And you voted for your black tax dollars to go right over there to somebody else. So y'all gotta stop this craziness about y'all anti-capitalism. You need capital in order to build schools. You need capital in order to build buildings. You need capital in order to start businesses. You need capital in order to maintain businesses. Your capital in your community is your economic empowerment. If you are anti-capitalism, then you are anti-money, which means your community does not have what it needs to build anything. So y'all got to stop that, okay? Y'all got to stop saying y'all don't vote. I understand that people say they don't want the government to know their information and whatnot. If you have a smartphone, that was the government getting you to voluntarily give them all your information, including your fingerprints, all kind of stuff. When it comes to economic empowerment, you guys decide what you invest in. Yes, you may have to continue buying from the grocery store right now, but you still determine how much you invest, how much of your money goes to that grocery store. So we're going to do a show about weight and weight loss. And one of the main things you can do to start getting yourself ready for losing weight is to start cutting back on the amount of your money that you put into these grocery stores. Okay? So everything is about your empowerment. Either you keep it or you give it away. And unfortunately, every time you buy a big screen TV or you buy some $200 tennis shoes for your children or whatever, you give it away. So, we're going to do a show to teach you about the stock market. I know a lot of you aren't really too fond of the stock market because, see, my wife will just cheating each other, and they are. But at least you'll be able to have that information. You'll be able to have that knowledge, and that's what's important, okay? So when we do that show, we'll break down how you are already playing the stock market, how the stock market uses each decision, each purchase, everything that you do, and how you can start tracking that and using that to your benefit. Okay, that's part of your empowerment, is knowing that information, knowing how that information is used against you, and learning how to use that information for you.